Welcome to Duo Chat with Brittany
and Cynthia, where we talk about drama shows
like Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, and more.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Cynthia.
And today we're talking about Season 8, Episode 2, titled I Can't See You, But I Know You're There. Air date September 21st, 2010, and the synopsis is...
Clay and Quinn discover they've been shot, and as they fight to live, Nathan and Haley struggle with the situation. Meanwhile, Julian tries to preoccupy Jamie, and Brooke's legal troubles mount. So Haley is still writing letters to Lucas, updating him on stuff. We're in Season 8. Isn't it kind of weird that she's just like kind of now having like known contact with him?
Yeah, like apparently all they do, all she does at least, is write to him.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you be... And here's the thing. I mean, back then, texting was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird how they weren't even texting, but importantly, like they're not calling each other. It's not like she's on the phone with him, and obviously you're not going to hear him, but like you can still be like, oh, she just ended a call with him. Like that's personal.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
I mean,
weird.
the letters
Like,
are too. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just weird. Like you're supposed to be best friends with each other. I mean, what is he on a in like the desert that he, there's no servants.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just weird. It's like, I don't know. And isn't it weird how it's been a whole season and we have no idea where they're at?
Yeah.
Like you would think we'd hear something.
Mm-hmm.
Because like Karen probably went back to New Zealand to be with Andy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like there's just no guess on where these two are. Like they were the main characters.
Right.
It's just a little weird. But yeah. And I mean, I think like maybe once, like in the opening of season 7, she was writing to him, remember? But like, or at least out loud speaking to him.
Mm-hmm.
But that was it. Then it like died down and we haven't heard anything. And then now we're starting back up again. And it's like, okay. I don't know. I just wish like there was more talk or something of their communicating, because we aren't hearing anything of Brooke communicating with Peyton.
Right.
At all. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, what? Like, and they're supposed to be best friends where like they can't go days without talking.
Mm-hmm.
So even that's weird.
Yeah.
And you would think that she would have phone calls or something with Peyton right now going through legal stuff, just because you would want your best friend to know that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a little weird.
Right. Yeah, so she's just telling...
Is it also weird that she said that she misses Peyton, which, obviously, but then she said, and Keith? I'm like, what?
Yeah, I guess, well, she said her mom too, so she's just listing everybody that she misses, no matter how far back it's been.
Well, I get like your mom because she recently died, but Keith, he's been gone.
Yeah, well, you can still miss somebody even though it's been years since they've been gone.
But it's weird that she brought it up. Like, talk of Keith is, kind of died down last season.
Right.
Except for like if Dan was around. But I mean, other than that, it's not like they're not sitting there like talking about it. So it's weird. I'm like, all right. I mean, just be honest. You miss everybody you're not around.
Yeah, she's just listening to everybody, like I said.
Yeah.
And even Nathan while he's at camp.
Well, obviously.
And it helps to have Quinn nearby, she says. And she calls her again, but gets her voicemail. So she leaves a message.
It's weird. Is it okay? Is it a little weird that it's now episode 2 and they still don't know?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're dragging this on. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Because okay, so now it's what, day 2 or 3 that it is like, and no one knows.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how is it no one has gone there? Like, I know Nathan went but he didn't find anything fishy.
Yes, not.
Oh, it's weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she wants to tell her that she's pregnant, but she can't reach her. And then she goes back to writing to Lucas saying when she misses someone, she says, I can't see you, but I know you're here, which is the title basically. And then Julian is at the store when Mouth walks in and he says it looks like he picked the perfect wrong day to ask for a job.
Oh, is it weird that they threw in? Is this like the first time that they've thrown in the title into somebody's line?
Probably not. I just can't remember when.
Because I feel like you would have brought that up. And I feel like maybe a couple times they have, but I mean,
Mhm.
I don't think like often they really do that.
Right. And then they saved that quote from Kieran's cafe still.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm so confused. What did Mouth do for a job in season 7?
I don't know. I remember he was looking for one.
Because I know he podcasted, but I don't think it made money because I had only a few people listening.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, what? I'm trying to think because I'm like, now in this episode, he wants a job. And I'm like, but what was your job in season 7? Because I don't remember you having a job.
Right.
Because season 7 focused on his relationship and fallout with Millie and Skills and Lauren. That's all I remember. I don't remember him actually, because remember at the beginning of season 7 he got fired for not talking about Nathan and Renee.
Right.
But that was at the beginning of season 7. The rest of it, I didn't think he had a job. So
Yeah,
why is it like a whole year later you're gonna want a job? Who's paying for your bills because you weren't friends with Skills? Millie moved out or something. Who's paying for your bills?
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. You would have thought maybe he had like a part-time job somewhere, but they never said it. So now if Sonny's looking for a job, I'm like, shouldn't he have looked for a job last season?
Right.
I don't know. It's kind of weird to me.
Mm-hmm. And then Brooke is learning what they're being charged with the company. So the lawyer is explaining it to her, but she's asking him to, explain to her as if she's 12 because she still doesn't understand.
Well, I always tell people, like, if they're trying to explain something to me, I would just say, act like I'm stupid. Like, do the dummy version because that's me. Because, like, I don't understand your lingo. So that's what I always say. And then it was funny because he explained it and he goes, then she was like, okay, like I'm 8. I'm like, how about you just say like you're dumb?
Yeah.
And also, so when the guy was like, well, basically like it's like a federal offense, like, like jail time and everything. And she's like, well, I wouldn't go. And he's like, well, I mean, it is your signature or whatever. And she was like, I didn't sign that. And it's like, well, you got Dumb and Dumber sitting there that did clearly. But yeah, I was like, well, I mean, whoever's signature it is. I have a question though. How do you like legally? Because if it's your signature, like how do you get out of that?
I don't know.
I just wondered. Yeah, because I just wonder, because I mean, it does happen in real life, like, if people own companies, but I just wonder, like, personally, how do you get yourself out of it if you truly didn't sign any papers? I mean, do you have to like show like your real signature? Because I don't know. I just wondered how you truly get out of it.
Yeah, unless you have connections and are rich. Other than that, I don't see how.
Yeah, I don't know. So I just always wondered that when it comes to that. And then knowing it happened to Brooke, I'm like, how do you? Because I mean, I feel like if you were like, here's my signature and you like sign something, they're like, well, you just like made that one up. Like, I feel like they wouldn't be like, you're right, that's not your signature. Especially if, like Victoria said, we've done that plenty of times. Right. So all they would have to do is show like even all these contracts and all of this, this signature. And she'll be like, well, none of those are mine either. And it's like, like at what point are you like on her side, like legally? Like if you're the court, if you're like, well, you're right. None of these are like, you know what I mean? When do you draw the line at what her signature is? Because Victoria has said we've signed your name plenty of times. So it's like, you can't even say this one isn't even yours because they've done it multiple times without you knowing.
Right.
And so, and you know what was weird was when she was like, well, those weren't like a crime basically. And I'm like, well, how do you know it was Victoria? Maybe that was crimes before. It's just, it didn't get out.
Right.
I was like, clear, but who knows? Victoria was always in it for the money. So maybe in New York, she was also signing documents years before. You just never got caught until now. Like they didn't get that big.
Yep.
But yeah, I was just like, I did wonder, like, how do you actually get out of this?
Right.
Because I can't really see an end where you can. If it wasn't you.
Yeah. Well, we see what happens to Victoria later on.
Yeah.
And Alex is getting the hang of making drinks at Trick, and Chase is jealous because hers tastes so much better than his.
I loved when she was like, I used a different recipe. She's just making her own.
Yeah, but now it makes me wonder what Chase was putting in his.
Well, and do you wonder if like she worked at a bar or something before?
Maybe, or just the fact too that she was a drinker, so she kind of probably learned some drinks just from sitting at the bar.
Or made her own. Like when she was at a party, she was just like, put this in instead of this. And then they did, and it just tasted better.
Yeah. And then they see a long line of guys waiting to get in to see Alex. And Chase tells them that they're not open yet and they don't mind waiting, they say. And then that's when Alex tells Chase that she might have tweeted some things, which is a good idea, if they want to get the word out.
And using her name.
Yep. And then finally, Haley goes to the beach house, knocks on the door, and gets no answer like Nathan did. So then she goes around to the back door, the second back door. I didn't know there's more than one, where the bedroom is, and sees the doors open. And then that's when she sees both Quinn and Clay on the floor, passed out.
Yeah, something Nathan could not do.
Yeah, and
just walk around.
Yeah, blood everywhere. And she manages to get her phone out to call 911, even after she dropped her knees on the floor. So obviously, realistically, in real life, they would have been dead by now after all this time.
It's been like it's been like at least like 3 days now. Because they got shot at night. So
yeah,
it's been a while.
Yeah, so I feel like there honestly probably would have been more blood too, that, if they would have bled out by now,
Yeah, I feel like that they definitely would have probably bled out.
And then we go back to Clay and Quinn in their purgatory, where Clay describes the last memory he had to Quinn when they both got shot by Katie.
I can't.
Yeah, so he's trying to help her remember because she thinks it didn't happen, but then, jogs her memory.
I can't.
Yep.
What did you call this?
Purgatory.
Everything Clay and Quinn are doing.
Yeah, the
like
place
with
in
their
between.
They're like little ghost people. So annoying.
And then so Quinn remembers it was Katie. And Clay thinks it's his fault because, he was the one that, met Katie and talked to her, And then, of course, it's not his fault because she was not mentally well.
Do you think this really happens?
What do you mean?
That two people, something bad can happen and you're in critical condition and you can just be on your own, like on a beach, the two of you, while you're both in critical condition.
Who knows? Yeah, we don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, closest I've been is just when I'm under my surgeries, I just went to like this black void where nothing existed, felt nothing, thought nothing. So definitely not a beach.
Well, and definitely not with somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know how rare that would be. But
like I could see like maybe you found somebody that has passed, like a loved one, but like somebody that actually also had the same thing happen to them, you two are just off somewhere. I don't know. That's just because I feel like people may have said like in the past, like, oh, I like when I was dying, I saw somebody, and it's like, okay. But like that, I feel like that's more realistic than you are in a situation where you can truly talk to the person that's in critical condition.
Yeah, at the same time, it seems really rare. Yeah.
Yeah, like these two have their own life, like they're still living perfectly happy and touching each other, where I just don't think that would really happen.
Yeah, never know. And then that's when we have those kind of transitions from different sets where we see Clay not walking to his beach house, but into the hospital that him and Quinn are at.
Yeah, so realistic.
And then this always throws me off. The doctors, when they're wheeling them in, they estimate their ages to be like mid to early 20s, like Clay's mid 20s and Quinn's early 20s. Like it should be way close to 30 now, shouldn't it?
Yeah, but I
Not
mean,
that young.
yeah, but they must not have their ID, so they don't know. I mean, Quinn
Yeah.
does look young, so
Yeah.
that's probably what they're going off. She looks like that, so.
And then they say that they were laying there for at least 12 hours. No.
More like 3 days.
But the doctor does question how Clay is still alive because apparently he must be more in worse condition. And then he sees Quinn being rolled in and tells the doctors to help her. He thinks it's his fault.
Well, he did let her in their lives.
Yeah, but he didn't know what kind of person she is. Or
The roommate said, "Stay away from her. She's crazy." And that's when he was like, "Oh, I definitely can't represent you." And remember, he let her get close to them by going to Quinn's gallery and all of this. And then finally he told her at the end that she's trying to be his, like, this is his wife. And remember, like, all that happened at the very end. Like, he let Katie into their lives, and that's his own fault. He should have told Quinn right from when he saw Crazy Town. He really should have stepped in and told her, but he didn't. He let all this happen.
didn't he say he couldn't represent her after he saw what she looked like? Because she looks like Sarah.
Yeah, but she kept trying to get closer, and he just, I mean, because then it was like the next episode after he said he couldn't represent her, then he talked to her roommate, and her roommate said she's crazy, like she's done this before, stay away from her, and all of that. And he still never told Quinn. And that's when she went to the gallery, and all of this. And it was just like, come on now, like, tell the poor girl. And then once he told her, then Katie was already too close because she was already in the beach house. So she already had access, which at that point, I don't understand how you don't change the locks. I mean, when she went in your house and you knew she was in your house because she took your wife's diary or whatever, how do you not at that point change the locks?
Yeah, unless they left that door open too.
Or stay somewhere else for the time being. I don't understand why you would just continue your life as if nothing's happening.
Well, the last time he saw Kate, she was being taken by the police, so he thought maybe she was still committed or something.
Yeah, but I don't think they tell you if somebody gets released.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm saying, until you truly know and you're following up with like the police station and all of this, you can't trust anybody. So if somebody is doing this, and yeah, you saw them they get arrested, they can also get out. So you either need to be following up with the police to make sure that they're still behind bars, or you need to stay somewhere else that she doesn't know, you know. So if she comes back, guess what? You're not there. Kind of like when Peyton decided to stay at Lucas's, that was a good thing. Because Psycho Derek, I mean, he didn't know where Lucas lived, but it's just like it was a different scenery, like, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying, like, go somewhere else. Like, don't stay there. Also, I really don't think if there was a stalker. I mean, he was renting the place, right?
I don't know.
Because I remember him saying how, like, season 7 he was renting. So if he's renting this place, leave. Because, like, if somebody is stalking me, I'm not staying there. Like, even if they didn't get as crazy as her yet, I'm moving out. I'm not going to
Mhm.
let this person maybe one day kill me. So even at that point, I would definitely be moving out and going somewhere she can't find me until she gets help.
Yeah, I guess Haley and Nathan didn't warn them of their stalker, Carrie, and how that happened with them too, kind of.
Yeah. So it's just weird. Like, and again, like Peyton had a stalker. So I don't know. I just don't really understand why, Clay did let it get this far because it is part of it. Like, it is his fault. He let her in. If he didn't let her in and get this far, it would not have never have happened.
Hmm.
Or shall I say, it would have been harder for Katie to find them.
Hmm. Yeah. And then I think there wasn't an intro for 801. I can't remember, but 802 was definitely Kate, aka Mia, singing. And
Yeah,
then with that,
I was gonna tell you that I actually did listen to it this time,
hmm,
and I was gonna tell you, yep, she is singing because remember last episode for some odd reason it
yeah,
was still Gavin,
yeah,
and now it's her.
yeah. Okay, yes, 801 him, 802 her, and then like the other ones I just watched. It's like they're taking turns with people. I think there was a remix with Gavin at one point, and then there's a guy, I don't know who that is. So yeah, I don't know. And like another girl too. So it's like someone every single episode that's singing it different. So
That's weird.
yeah. And I think it was 805. It didn't even sound like the song at all, so I didn't like it. But yeah,
Do you think like they were just trying, like they didn't want to pay Gavin?
maybe, I don't know.
So they were, because if they're using his song and his voice, I feel like that's way more than just using his song or something.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it would have been more money at this point with the popularity of the show and everything.
That's why they probably didn't want to pay him.
Hmm. And then Haley is walking, or not walking, waiting in the hospital alone, waiting to hear about Quinn and Clay's condition. And she calls Brooke, but Brooke doesn't answer because she's demanding to know why her signature was forged on documents.
Mhm.
And Victoria tells her it's because she lives in Tree Hill with her friends, wandering about, going to film festivals and the like. So that was her lame excuse. And then Millie tells Brooke that they sign all kinds of things for her. And Brooke
That's what I said. Yeah.
yeah, points out that it's illegal though. And yeah, her signature's on everything. So and Victoria's still making excuses, telling Brooke that they empowered, or she empowered them to do this. And she said she empowered them to pick a cover model for the magazine, not send her to prison. And Victoria says nobody's going to prison at the moment. And then Brooke says she wouldn't be so sure about that. And then she scolds Victoria for doing this and Millie for helping her, and how she will not take the blame for it. And then Mia is writing over a picture of Alex in a magazine when Haley calls her to pick up Jamie. And by her tone, Mia can tell something's off with Haley, but she keeps saying it's fine just to get Jamie for her. And she'll,
So then she goes down to the bar
mhm,
and wants Chase's car. Does she not have a car?
I guess, yeah. I mean, she's been on the tour bus and don't know before that. Maybe
Well,
she sold
how did she get around?
maybe she sold her car right before the tour. I don't know. Maybe a ride from somebody. I don't know if there's a bus really well there in Trio. But or I think to me it was kind of like she was just trying to make an excuse to get chased away from Alex, you know?
Well, because I feel like if she had a car, he would have said, well, what about you? Well, like, what about your car?
Yeah, so maybe she didn't have one. It was kind of probably both. But Alex really was having fun with the guys during bartending, letting them take a drink from her cleavage with their teeth, as Chase is right there watching nearby.
Yeah, and she's watching him.
Yeah. And then to really make Chase go with her, Mia takes a drink as well, so she has an excuse not to drive.
Yeah, and she's like, now you have to drive me.
Mm-hmm. And then Jamie is with his baseball tossing it when Chase walks up to him.
Yeah, and it was so funny because, he's like, hey, here, here to take you home. he was like, do I know you?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I built you that fort in Utah. And he's like, yeah, no.
Yeah, and it was funny too. He's like, "Who are you, Victoria Davis?" Because she says the same thing to him every time she sees him.
And then it was funny because he was like, no, seriously, like, I'm supposed to pick you up. And I'm like, but no, actually, no, Haley didn't actually call you.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mia comes up and, or no, then he was like, do you have any snacks? Jamie said. He was like, yeah, I got some in the car. He goes, yeah, so you want me to go into your car?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, no. And then, Mia tries it. And okay, it was weird because when Mia says, like, hey, I'm friends with your mom, he's like, yeah. And then Jamie was like, so then why didn't you go to Utah? And I was
Right.
like, Jamie, because this is what Mia should have said, because this was Julian's event, not Haley's event. We're not going to sit here on Julian's event and invite all of Brooke's friends or
Right.
Haley's friends. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, and she was on tour too.
But again, this was Julian's event,
Mm-hmm.
not Haley.
Right.
And Haley and Julian are not together like you would invite Brooke's friends. You know what I mean? Like, it's different. I'm like, this is not Haley's weekend or anything. So why would you be there?
Yeah.
Because I don't think Julian knows you. So that would be the reason why you didn't go to Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he knew you, you would be there.
Right.
So I thought that was weird. And I feel like that's what she should have said.
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't.
Right. And then that's when Julian walks up telling Jamie that his mom left him a message to pick him up. And just like that, Jamie agrees to go with him.
Well, yeah, it's Julian.
Yeah. It's just funny because he didn't have to say much after that. And then
Well,
Julian.
and then it was funny because all Julian said was like hi or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a little weird.
Well, because he kind of doesn't really know them that well either. And then Chase says that Jamie hates him, and Mia says she wasn't even invited to Utah.
It's weird that she's saying that now after the whole episode.
Mm-hmm. And then Quinn is with Clay at the hospital now too, and she's confused on what's going on. She thinks this is a dream. Clay is walking around the room to room looking for their bodies, and that's when Quinn sees Haley. And she thinks that she can see her at first, but really it's Brooke who finally gets there. And then, Haley tells Brooke of, what's going on with Quinn. She's got a surgery.
Yeah, and Quinn's like, I'm right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Clay's still in surgery. And then Quinn realizes that Haley can't see her, and that's when Clay says he can because he found her body in one of the ICU rooms. And then Julian gets him and Jamie some ice cream, and he asks Jamie what are Chase and Mia doing there. So Jamie answers that they're trying to kidnap him. And then that's when Julian, when he asks Julian what's wrong because it's weird that he's picking him up. Of course, nothing's going to get past Jamie.
But also, I mean, I will say I would have thought the same thing because when I was a kid, I always had a routine too, who was picking me up.
Mm-hmm.
And so if somebody randomly, like sometimes, yeah, like if my grandma was out of town, then of course my mom would be like, so-and-so is picking you up. But if it was like, after school and all of a sudden somebody that was not, like I was not notified of picking me up, I would have been like, what happened? Like I, as a kid, would have thought the same thing because I always knew who was picking me up after school. So I would have thought the same thing.
Right. And then Julian says, it's not weird. They hung out in Utah, had drinks at a bar, gave him the good luck star. And Jamie says he's going to need the star back because he's going to have to use it for whatever he's not telling him about. So Julian changes the subject by asking Jamie about baseball and how he was so bad at it as a kid. And, the kids used to pick on him for being so bad. And Jamie tells him he could help him with that. And besides, they're going to probably have to kill some time until he tells him what's wrong.
I thought it was funny when Julian was still holding the grudge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then Clay's watching his own body under, in the surgery room or operating room. And Julian and Jamie are at the batting cages, which kind of reminds me of Haley and Peyton during Dare Day or Dare Night.
Oh, did you realize like someone in the surgery or whatever was like, you ever heard of anyone surviving something like this? I'm like,
Oh, no, I don't
okay.
remember.
I was like, okay.
I think they're just trying to like make it seem like he was in really, really bad condition.
Yeah, I think they're trying to tell us he's gonna die.
hmm I'm trying to think. Like, wasn't he shot in the stomach or something? Or what? No, that was Quinn, maybe. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what was the difference between them, why he was so bad. And yeah, so Julian keeps missing the balls. Jamie gets him some tips and it actually works. But before that, he shows him how to do it as well, which was funny.
That was hilarious because Julian's, doing terrible.
Mhm.
And then he's like, well, why don't you try? And then, and then Jamie comes in and just starts hitting the balls. And he's like, and then Julian's like, oh, I think it's starting like to do
broke.
slow pitching.
Yeah.
Oh, he said it was slow. It was doing slow pitches. I was like, oh my God.
hmm
And so the Jamie's like, fine, then try it. And he still couldn't.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, and then when he finally got it, he was so thrilled, saying it was the first hit he's ever gotten in his life.
Yeah, then he was like saying like suck it or something to that one guy.
hmm And Jamie tells him to let it go.
Yeah.
And then Haley tells Brooke that she thought Quinn and Clay were dead, which like we said, they should have been. And she got worried when she didn't hear from them or hear from her sister since Utah. So yeah, I wonder how long it's been since Utah, because even though they said it was 12 hours, it's a lot longer than that.
Well, no, because remember that morning when Nathan and Haley woke up, he was leaving like the next day.
Right.
So at that point, it was going to be like 2 days.
hmm
And then he's already at camp. So I'm thinking it's like day 3 or 4.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I keep saying day 3, because I feel like it's at least been 3 days, if not more, because he's at camp.
Yeah. So Haley's just overthinking, saying she should have got there sooner. And Brooke tells her, it was a miracle that she did when she did get there. And, she has to remain calm because it's bad for her and the baby. And just not to be.
I will say it was
over
sad.
it.
I will say it was sad to watch Haley blame herself because, I mean, nobody expects to think that way, if you haven't heard from somebody.
Yeah, and then she didn't know anything about Katie.
Mm-hmm.
Or did Quinn tell her? I can't remember.
I don't feel like that they ever told Nathan or Haley. Because I feel like if Haley knew, she would have said, you're staying here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't care what Clay does, but like, you're my sister. You're staying here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, think about it. She was going through depression, so she didn't know anything.
Right. And Brooke reassures her that Quinn made it through surgery so she can make it all the way back. She's a James girl after all. And Haley just wishes the doctors would tell her something, or, soon, because the police are going to have to talk to her. And Brooke doesn't want to hear about the police after she got arrested, but she tells Haley it's a long story. And then we segue to Mia telling Chase it's a long story and on what the reasons were for breaking up with him.
Is it weird that now these two are having a conversation?
Yeah, about it, yeah.
Like, if you're with somebody else, wouldn't you be like, okay, we're going back, I'm dropping you off, or, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to just sit here and talk and, like, spend the day together?
Right, yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah. And of course, Chase doesn't want to hear it, but she keeps going, saying that every night, she sit on the floor of the bus and have conversations with the road, and how it said that a long-distance girlfriend who sleeps better on a bus than she ever has in her own bed is no girlfriend at all. And then the night agreed with the road, and they all decided that he deserves better.
I did like when Chase did stand up for himself by saying, but in these texts, it seemed like you said you deserve better, not me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I was like, yep, exactly. Like, she's sitting here, like, blaming, again, anybody else besides herself. And she's the one that wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then again, it's not even like she sent another text saying, oh my God, like, I just thought of it, even like 2 hours later, like, forget what I said. No, she waited till she got home to tell him
Mhm.
to forget about it. And it wasn't even really forget about it. It was just like, just to leave it the message so you can move on. It wasn't really anything until like truly later. Then she was like,
Mhm.
once she saw Alex was with him, then she was like, no, now I want to be back together. It's like, no, you didn't really want to be back together.
Right. And then Mouth asks Alex how she got the bartender job because apparently he had asked Chase if he was hiring while they were in Utah. So Alex explains that she got the job by tying a cherry stem with her tongue and tells him she thought he used to be on TV or something. And Mouth comes back with he thought she had used to be in movies or something. And Alex says she's taking a break, and he says he is too, but he is not on but his is not on purpose. And Alex tells him that's like saying you're celibate when you can't get laid. And Mouth says he guesses he's celibate too. That's when Chase walks up. So Mouth, tells him like you hired Alex, after Alex for a job. And Chase says Alex kisses better. And then Mouth jokes that so he gave away his job and then lied to him about his kissing.
Yeah, and she's like, what? And he's like, no, he's
Mhm.
joking. And she's like, that's your story.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Yeah. And then Mouth asks Chase how'd it go with his ex, who's not as good as the current. And Chase says it went fine, then asks Alex how it went at the bar, and Alex replies that it went fine, like he said. And then Chase tells Mouth that he's sorry, but she tried to cherry him with her tongue, and then that's when Mouth shows him that he can also do that. And then Jamie and Julian are playing air hockey, and Jamie is winning, but then says sorry every time. So Julian tells him, don't be. And he told him that after Pac-Man, Donkey King, and the rock climbing wall, and skee ball. So he's basically beating him at everything. But I think also Julian's letting him in some things at least.
Yeah, but I also think Julian sucks at them too.
Yeah, probably most. Yeah, most of them.
Because he said I watched a lot of movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, after Jamie asked him, didn't he play anything when he was growing up?
Yeah, so then it was funny because he said he used to watch people make up stories about them, and so then they start doing it about people.
Mhm.
And I loved when Jamie does it, and he was like about the woman. That's not really his mom. She's just doing it to waste time and all that. It was funny about that being Julian.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, great, you're on to me again.
Yep.
But I get it. I would want to know too.
Yeah. And then Quinn finds Clay in a room, and she says that she feels weak, but doesn't know how she's doing because she was checking on him. And she asks if they're still alive and, if they'll go back eventually. And Clay says, of course. And Quinn says she doesn't want it to be over, but then says if she has to be stuck there even forever, at least she's with him. And then, meanwhile, Haley and Nathan are with Quinn in her room. And later on, Nathan goes to see Clay to talk to him. Because apparently Clay has always told Nathan that he's a warrior, but he tells Clay he's the warrior. And his life is so much better because of him. So he's not sure if he ever said that.
Well,
And
it was nice to see Nathan come home.
Yeah. And the doctor said it's a miracle that he's breathing, definitely, because it's been more than 12 hours. But he knows that it's not because he knows his spirit and he's seen his strength, and he tells Clay to come back to him because he never said thank you or that he loves him. And that's when the spirit of Clay tells Nathan he loves him too and he's going to miss him. So this was seemingly Clay's moment deciding that he wasn't going to go back. And then Haley tells Quinn that she was singing of the little plays they used to put on when they were, little girls for the whole family.
I thought it was funny when she said that Quinn always wanted to sing and dance and she couldn't do either.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this whole time, I'm surprised they don't mention Taylor.
I know. I'm like, because they said, or the mom said, like, you guys were like, close until like maybe they probably get to be like teenagers. Because didn't they always say like Taylor wasn't always like that?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, then it's weird.
Yeah. So I'm surprised Haley didn't mention like I call Taylor, but she doesn't want to see Quinn like this, after their mom. Like that would make sense, but yeah.
Or that she was already there or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So she helps Quinn putting some lip balm on her and tells her that she went back to the beach house to tell her that she was pregnant and she wants her to be the godmother because it's been everything having her near the past year. and how people say you don't know what you got till it's gone.
And then she said, if you see Mom, tell her to send you back to me.
Yeah. And
Then Clay tells Quinn that Haley's pregnant, so or no.
Yeah.
Quinn tells him
Yeah.
that Haley's pregnant and she's supposed to be the godmother. And he's like, you will be.
Mm-hmm.
And again, he's now trying to tell her, like, you go back and I'm going to stay here and go.
Right. And then this transition was probably the weirdest of them all that we've seen, because he just like pulls back the curtain and then we see a forest somewhere with like a very green path.
It's all weird.
And they're wearing like nice clothes now, like they're on vacation. So Clay tells her that he's going to take her there before they went to Utah, before he got busy with things. He never says where that is, though. I was wondering why, because I can't guess. Can you?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Just somewhere probably nice in North Carolina.
So Clay tells Quinn to promise him that she'll go back there someday. He didn't say we, she'll go back.
Well, yeah, because he's still trying to tell her, like, you go.
Yeah, but she's still not understanding, so she keeps saying, like, they'll go together, all that. And but then after he keeps saying, like, promise that she'll take the time to feel lucky, happy, and fortunate, then she's starting to catch on a little bit, because what the could have been and what should have been.
Yeah, and then he told her that you have to leave now, or you have to leave me now. So
yeah,
I liked her dress that she was in. That's the only thing I got out of this couple scenes with her in the dress. Was I liked it.
Yeah. And then Brooke, Nathan, and Haley are in the hospital cafeteria.
Okay, so this was weird because she says, I got arrested today. And I said, you got arrested like yesterday or 2 days ago. It was weird. I was like, you didn't get arrested today. I was like, because, because think about it. When she got arrested, Nathan was still home packing. And he's been at camp at least for a day now. So I'm like, you got arrested like yesterday. Because think about it. By the time she had to go through the whole thing and then actually meet with Victoria and stuff, that was all had to be like the next day from getting out of jail. Because remember, wasn't Victoria in New York when Julian called to say Brooke's in jail?
I don't know, maybe.
So I feel like that's got to at least be like the next day you're going to meet with your lawyer or something. The lawyer isn't going to be like, yeah, I'll be there in 2 minutes. And so is Victoria and Millie. So I feel like it's got to at least be the next day.
Right.
So when she said, I got arrested today, I was like, I don't believe that, but okay.
Yeah, and it probably takes the lawyer time to gather everything, with everything's going on with the documents and such. So
yeah, and like the police report and all of that, like the fact that he just knows everything.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it was today, but okay.
Unless Victoria told him everything, but he would still have to collect the evidence and everything. And then, yeah, so she could end up losing the company with this. And she tells Haley she didn't say anything before because it wasn't life or death like what's going on here right now.
I'm surprised she said that.
Yeah, and she hasn't even congratulated her on her pregnancy yet. So she tells both Haley and Nathan she's happy for them.
Yeah, and she said, if you really like the new baby, can I have Jamie? And then that's when Nathan said, yeah, but you have to have the sex talk with them first. And
then like Haley Brooks, like just yesterday he was a baby, why is he asking this already? But Haley tells him that he went on a treasure hunt with Quinn yesterday and how nice that was.
I will say, like, I did feel like it was for like writing, like, I don't know, like kind of a slap in the face, because it seemed like Brooke and Jamie had this close bond, right? And then season 7, Quinn comes in and Brooke's like over there like chopped liver. And like, so that's why when Brooke is telling like how wow he was a baby and like basically like memories she has of him, and then Haley's like Quinn, and it's like, okay. I don't know, like I obviously know it's because Quinn is dying, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like it was a little slap on the face to Brooke of like, it wasn't like any memory of Brooke, you know what I mean? It was, and even Brooke's face, it was like, poor Brooke.
Right.
You definitely got kicked to the curb.
And then meanwhile, Jamie and Julian are drinking root beers at a restaurant like they did in Utah. And Jamie figures out that something's gone wrong with his Aunt Quinn, because she was supposed to pick him up today. She never misses a date with him. So that's when Julian tells him she's in the hospital.
I
And
was
Jamie,
surprised that he told, only because shouldn't at least Nathan have told him?
yeah, but Julian knows that Jamie's known something's been wrong for a while.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, Haley blew up when her mother told Jamie that she was dying and not Haley. So I'm just saying, like, because he's not even family. So I'm just
Yeah.
saying it should have come from Nathan.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't give her or give him all the details. He just said she was in the hospital.
Or even Brooke for that matter, like somebody
Mhm.
closer to them than Julian. I was
Mhm.
like, I'm just saying how she reacted to her mother
Hmm.
telling him something. I was like, oh, she's gonna blow up again at somebody.
Right.
But of course, for some reason, she doesn't.
Hmm. And then too, Haley's mom was telling Jamie something about herself too, so that makes a difference as well. And
Yeah, she was still saying she's dying, and here Quinn could be
mhm.
dying too. Like, and it's
Yeah.
even worse because he be losing two people.
Hmm. And then Jamie tells Julian he's glad he picked him up because he's the only one that doesn't treat him like a kid. So I feel like this episode really here makes them create their bond, as we see later in this season. So then he asks if they can go to the hospital, and Julian wants to check with Haley first if that's okay. And then Nathan is staying with Clay while Haley is staying with Quinn. And Mouth is sitting at the bar at Trick when Millie walks over.
Yeah. And then that's when Mouth tells Millie he's sorry about Clothes Over Bros. And she's like, I'm
Mhm.
just sorry for Brooke. I'm like, yeah, I would too. I don't know why Mouth is saying that to Millie.
Right.
When she was also part of the destruction.
Hmm. And then Quinn and Clay are still in that forest until Clay disappears, so Quinn is alone there. And then Julian and Jamie get to the hospital. Jamie runs into Brooke's arms. And then back at Trick, that's when Alex walks over, happy to see Millie, calling her a bitch as a term of endearment again, like before. She asks if they're back together. Then she sees that's not what's going on here, and she walks away. So then Mouth asks Millie how Brooke is doing with her mom. And then that's when we see Brooke has more things to clear out when she sees her mom and asks if she was actually proud of her, because if she believed in her, because if she did, then she wouldn't have lied. And Victoria tells her she's wrong about that. She did it because she believes in her.
Okay, this was so annoying because Victoria's never believed and loved Brooke at all. And so I was like, no, because yeah, when she said like the other stuff, the I'm proud of you, I did for free. I said, well, you what?
Mm-hmm.
Everything Brooke has done, she has had to earn Victoria's love. And she has never really said she's proud of her, except for she's trying to get back in her good grace to steal more things. I'm like, Victoria's never truly said those words. You know what I mean? Like, not unless she was trying to get some. And
Right.
so it's just so annoying when she's like, no, I did that for free. Brooke has had to go through hell to earn it.
Mm-hmm.
And she should never have had that. So I was like, what? And I wish Brooke would have thrown that in her face, but she didn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Brooke believed that she changed because of how nice she was to Haley too that one day.
Yeah, but why didn't she say clearly it wasn't for free? Like nothing I, did or
Yeah,
anything was for free.
I feel like she said some nice words after that too, and that's when Brooke believed she changed. But yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying here when she's trying
Mm-hmm.
to say when she's trying to make up for it. Like, no.
Right.
Victoria just don't want to go to prison.
Mm-hmm. And then apparently Clay went back to the beach, so Quinn finds him there and asks what does he mean she has to leave him. So he tells her she has to go back, but she wants to with him. And Clay brings up how she said she's been feeling weak, and it's because her body's healing while he's been feeling stronger. And Quinn says, that doesn't matter because she's staying with him. She keeps, fighting him on it.
Yeah, but he said that she has to go because Haley's pregnant and she can't lose her right now,
Mm-hmm.
which is true.
Yeah, and
And then,
Jamie as well.
yeah, it was nice when he threw in Jamie because obviously she has
Mhm.
a different relationship with him.
Yeah. Yeah, and she was starting to dig in the sand and wasn't really listening until he brought him up. And then meanwhile, Nathan brings Jamie into her room and he tells Jamie the doctor said to be, positive and upbeat to help with her recovery. So Jamie wants to talk to her alone. And Quinn is still in the in-between playing with the sand on the beach when Jamie starts talking to her.
It was so cute when he said, you look really pretty, everything. I was like, oh.
Yeah, and how, he knew something was wrong. That's why she didn't pick him up. So she didn't have a choice. And, he's sorry that bad things happen to good people like her. And that's when she finds the same treasure chest that she had buried for Jamie in the treasure hunt they did. And he tells her he knows she's going to be okay, but just in case, he brought her the star and put it in her hand, which was cute. And tells her he loves her. And then she does find the gold star in the treasure chest on her end and holds it in her hand exactly how Jamie put it in her actual hand. And then Nathan goes to sit with Haley in the chapel. And she mentions how not that long ago she was there praying for her mom.
And she said she was trying not to be angry about the sickness or disease that someone has to do this. And I was like, it's weird how she's more upset over this than remember how she was so forgiving with what's his face when he did run her over. I was like, okay.
Oh, what's his name? No.
Yeah, Dante.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and you were pregnant. Like, I would have been.
You know what I mean? Circle, yeah.
Yeah, remember because remember Nathan was like, I don't forgive him. Like, and she's like, I do, and it's like, he tried to kill your baby too. Like, like I get maybe you don't care about yourself, but care about the baby, and that's why I was like, you are so forgiving there, and then here she's just like, it's hard to forgive somebody, and I'm like, what?
Well, maybe she's just changed when it comes to that. It's been some years since that happened.
I know. I'm just saying it's a little weird.
So she tells him, Nathan should be at camp, and he says it's fine. She says good because she needs him. And then Quinn walks over to Clay to tell him that she wants to stay with him there. And he keeps saying, they keep fighting about this for a minute.
Yeah, this is annoying because he just keeps repeating the same thing. Like he needs to go back to Haley.
Yeah, and he doesn't give her a reason why, besides for that he's feeling stronger. But he says finally that he needs her to go back because it was his fault. And then we segue to Millie saying it was his or her fault. She knew Victoria was doing this and let her do it anyways. And she asks Mouth, what happened to her? How did she get there? And then he asks, she asking the guy who used to be on buses and billboards in Omaha.
And then
the guy who needs her to pay for his drink.
Well, and then she feels bad because, he was the one that left the job to be with her. But it's like, again, that's his own fault. And what happened when he came back and lost his job was, again, on him. Like him losing his job or, switching jobs had nothing really to do with her. It's his choice.
Yeah, so I'm glad he told her that, yeah.
Yeah.
Then meanwhile, behind the bar, Mia tells Alex it was her fault. She was the one that screwed up her relationship with Chase on her own. But then tells Alex it doesn't mean that she's not a bitch because she is. And then Brooke also says it was her fault. She blamed her mom and Millicent, but it's her company and it was her fault, even though she had no idea this was happening.
I think the only thing that was her fault was giving them so much control.
Yeah.
Like somebody should have been watching the two of them because those two were like little schemers. I mean, and again, why would you ever trust Victoria again after what she did in like season 5 and 6? Like, I just couldn't forgive somebody, especially my own blood. Like, no.
Yeah, and after what Millie did as well.
Yeah, yeah. And again, she was just becoming friends with her again. You don't just give that person all access.
And then Julian does point out she didn't make her mom and Millicent lie, but Brooke said she did force them to, and not directly, but she did with the choices she made.
Not really.
Right.
That's not forcing them. All she did was say, this is your new job type title. And these two took it upon themselves to do illegal things. How is that forcing them? She didn't say, now, whatever you do, make sure we keep making money and screw everybody. Did she say that? No, she did not.
Mhm.
So, and they knew better. They knew she would never stand for this. So what they do? They signed her name anyway. So no, it's always been their fault, and it's never been Brooke. So I don't like it.
Right, yeah. But I did like how Julian told Brooke that even if she does somehow lose the company, they can't take away her talent and her instincts, the things that made the company in the first place.
Yeah, and she can take her talent somewhere else.
And then we see that Brooke has the quote from the store that was up when it was Karen's cafe in their room. And then Quinn tells Clay that everything is better and safe with him and she can't live without him. And Clay tells her she won't have to, and she pleads for him to go back with her. And he tells her he can't explain it, but it's something they have to do, go their separate ways. She has to trust him on this. And she tells him she'll do whatever he says if he promises he'll come back to her, that he'll open his eyes and live a long, healthy, amazing life. And he says he is going to live a long, healthy, amazing life with her. And he promises, and they have their thing about till kingdom come, and then tells her to open her eyes.
Yeah.
And she, is crying, saying she doesn't want to if it means losing him. And he tells her she won't lose him. He promises. And then she repeats till kingdom come and that she loves him. And he tells her again to open her eyes. And then a second later, she does, with a tear falling down her face, knowing Clay is still back there. And she's back to the living without him.
For me, the low was all of Clay and Quinn scenes because I don't like it. The is in them in their virtual reality.
Mm-hmm.
And then the high, I thought it was funny when Jamie and Julian were at the batting cage together. That was funny. I don't know. There wasn't like too many I liked when Quinn finally opened her eyes at the end because it's going to make Haley feel better, which is going to be good for the baby because all that stress isn't good for the baby.
Right.
Also, did you realize that when Mia was answer the phone to Haley, she was drawing like mustaches on Alex's face?
Yeah, I mentioned she was drawing on a picture of her in a magazine. Yeah, I didn't say what, but yeah.
I was like, seriously? See, I don't know. That was my high and low. What about you?
Yeah, the low was Victoria doing everything to sabotage Brooke and the company, getting her in trouble and, having them risk losing the company. And then the high was just the scenes between Jamie and Julian, because that was like their actual first official bonding that we see that, just keeps growing as the season goes on. So that was nice that, too, he likes Julian because he doesn't treat him like a kid, because, he is smart and knows very aware of what's going on with everything and everyone. So he's very mature and can handle a lot more than most kids can.
What would you rate it?
Like an 8.
I was gonna say 8.5.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but I don't know, just like the Brooke and the company plot is just a little boring to me. I just feel like they didn't know what else to do besides for Quinn and Clay. So
I feel like even Quinn and Clay, I don't think they really knew what to do with these two.
Right.
And then who is your best and worst?
Worst was Victoria, obviously, because of everything she's done to Brooke and the company, and then kind of dragging Millicent along too, even though she did have her own control of what, she could be a part of. And then the best was Clay, just because he was figuring things out, like what happened with them, and was, encouraging Quinn to go back so at least she could live even if he couldn't, because he felt like that's what was happening.
For me, I picked the worst was Victoria. Same reason. She's gonna put Brooke, her own daughter, in prison. Who does that?
Right.
And then sort of kind of blaming Brooke for it all. Like, seriously, you're the one that did it. And then I picked the best was Julian, because he was the one that went to go get Jamie. And I know so did Chase and Mia, but he was like, think about if Chase and Mia went to go pick him up, they would have just dropped him off at the hospital or something. Like, they weren't going to drop him at home. There's nobody home. So what were they going to do with him?
Yeah, Haley did tell Mia to keep him busy, but I want to know when she decided to call Julian. Like, how does she know that Mia wouldn't be able to get him after she told her?
I think what happened was she left a voicemail maybe to Brooke. Remember, because she did try to call Brooke, and I think maybe in the voicemail she may have said, "Can you or Julian go and get him?"
Maybe, and she
and
forgot
then
to tell Mia, or just get him from Mia, maybe.
Well, no, I think she left the voicemail to Brooke first, and
that she didn't answer.
Then right, she didn't answer, so she just left a quick message, and then she called Mia because it's like, oh crap, someone needs to go get Jamie.
Yeah.
So then they met up.
Yeah,
that
so makes sense. Yeah, so Mia was like the plan B. Yeah.
Yeah, because she didn't try to call Brooke first to go.
Right. Yeah.
And so, and the reason why Julian was also the best was because he distracted Jamie in a way that the other two couldn't have done. And, he did tell him in a good way about Quinn, and like more of like the kid friendly, like who knows what me and Chase would have said. And because they're so awkward, they would have definitely been awkward to him. He would have outsmarted them somehow.
Yeah.
And so
you already deal with not going with them.
Right. So it's like, I just feel like that was the best, because he could have very easily like been like, okay, after like an hour, like, okay, I'm just going to take you to the hospital. And who knows what kind of state Haley or Quinn or anyone would have been in, where he was like, nope, we're going to spend the day together. And he did. And then he was like, he did a smart thing. I'm going to call your mom to basically see, how everything is, to make sure she's not in like critical condition,
Right.
like, things he shouldn't see. And so I think he was doing all the right things and definitely keeping Jamie away from the scene. Because again, the first hours that somebody's in the hospital is always, I feel like, the scariest. Especially because, like Haley said, like no one's giving her any answers. Well, because they're trying to figure things out too.
Right.
So I think that if he would have went right from the start, it would have been horrible, because Haley was at least able to cope a little more, like, because when Nathan got there, she was able to lean on him more than I think if she was just by herself at the hospital. Right. So I think that having the day for her to just be at the hospital, not have any worries, she's like, Julian's got my kid. I can just be Quinn's sister and not be a mother at the moment.
Right.
Which I think is what she needed, because again, if Jamie was there, she'd be too busy worrying about him and, not coping again. So I think this was good for everyone, that Julian just did it. Brooke was able to come, be a friend, and again, not have to worry about Jamie. So I think that was just the best.
Right.
And then what's next episode?
Episode 3, The Space in Between, which is definitely about Quinn and Clay, obviously.
Yes. All right. Thanks for listening.
Yep. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to this episode of Duo Chat. If you want to chime in with your opinion about the episode and the show we discussed, you can email us at duochatpodcast@gmail.com. And to keep up with updates about the podcast, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Duo Chat Podcast. And give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would appreciate it.